shut down the mine last summer. We're getting by on welfare. It's Christmas Eve, I'm walking home, not a dollar to my name. Night is almost on me, a night I'm almost dreading. No store-bought gifts to open, but there'll be Christmas just the same. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Just odds and ends I fashion with my heart and with my hands. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Our fine and fancy homemade love, God's precious gift from up above. Make up the homemade Christmas of this poor Kentucky man. There's a brand new Barlow knife with a shiny wooden handle gleaming in the window down at Gillen Johnson's store. My wide-eyed little Billy boy, his face pressed to the window, too young for understanding what it means to be so poor. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Just odds and ends I fashion with my heart and with my hands. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Our fine and fancy homemade love, God's precious gift from up above. Make up the homemade Christmas of this poor Kentucky man. Little Linda ain't no baby. Hell, she turns 13 in April. She's been dreaming about the dolly in the window for half her life. She's old enough to realize that it ain't ever coming. I damn near rob a bank to get that doll and Billy's knife. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Just odds and ends I fashion with my heart and with my hands. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Our fine and fancy homemade love, God's precious gift from up above. Make up the homemade Christmas of this poor Kentucky man. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Just odds and ends I fashion with my heart and with my hands. It's just another homemade Christmas.
folks. Welcome to the HerbFM Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. We're waiting for Tom Clark, the commissioner of the Professional Bowler Store, so he'll be calling us in at 6:30. At 6:45, our friend Charlie Fish from the Goodyear Cotton Bowl will join us, and then at 7 p.m. Jeff Waltz, the head coach of Louisville, will be joining us at 7 o'clock, and then 7:08 we have a kid from Kentucky joining us, who is from Maryland. Let me pull up his, I'll get his name on the show here. Hold on a second. Thanks for tuning us in here on the 2 weeks before Christmas. So hopefully you folks are getting ready for your Christmas gifts and all that stuff. Let's see here. Jamal Watson, who is from Maryland, who plays for Kentucky, the football, the Wildcats. They're getting ready for their bowl game this year. They're in the Citrus Bowl against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State this year, and he's a freshman. He's a sophomore, and he's from Forestville, Maryland. So he's a redshirt freshman. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll hopefully get a hold of Commissioner of the Professional Bowler Store will join us, hopefully. You are listening to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio, and please stick around.
Will you hold the line when every one of them is giving up and giving in? Tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence of cost. Tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from our sin? Will it? Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I've been in heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. Will somebody let me see the light within the dark trees shadowing what's happening? Looking through the glass, find the wrong within the past, knowing we are the youth. Caught until it bleeds out a world without the peace, face a bit of the truth, the truth. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I've been in heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. Deep inside me, I'm fading to black, I'm fading. Took an oath by the blood in my head, won't break it. I can taste it. The end is upon us, I swear. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Natural. I've been in heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural.
love forever still around. Lovers in love, just like we were, 'cause being apart's a lonely sound. And when
All right, folks, welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. We have the commissioner of the Professional Bowlers Tour and the CEO, Tom Clark, with us. Tom, thanks for joining us. You guys just got done your first. You taped a broadcast for Fox. So how did that go?
Yeah, hey, great to be here. Thanks for asking me. And it's always great to talk about the P.B.A. And now that we have a chance to talk about being on Fox and knowing how our first show went, I'm really even more excited. To keep trying to promote the game. And I feel really. Fox sent a lot of their top people to our event. We had a packed house at Kegel down in Florida, and had an opportunity to really spotlight 8 of the top players on tour in a really exciting format, and I think most of all have our first run at the new production level for television that we have working with Fox, and I think that hardcore bowling fans are going to really enjoy the opportunity to see the game presented in a new way. And I don't think we have all the kinks worked out yet, and I think it'll just keep getting better. But you'll see more advancements in showing how great the best players in the world are by outlining the exact lines that they're playing on the lanes, the moves that they make on the lanes throughout the day, showing the boards that they hit at the arrows, the board they hit at the break point, the speed, and how consistent they are. And we used a lot of cool technology that is possible because of Fox. And then the other thing that I think was really exciting about Fox is the return of Rob Stone. And Rob is now a big star in the sports media world, and he loves the P.B.A. and loves to be back. And so that show, which airs December 23rd, is kind of a Christmas present, to the bowling fans, and it helps us launch what should be a really exciting season.
Yeah, you were talking about what's the difference between having it on ESPN and Fox? Because I know for years you had it on ESPN and ABC and all that stuff, and now it's on Fox. What did Fox bring that's different that ESPN didn't do?
Well, I think you're going to see a little bit more promotion of the actual shows. I think during the shows you're going to see more spotlights on the individual players to get to know them a little bit better. We did a lot of videos and feature stories with each player to try to get people to understand who they are. I think that the technical aspect is going to be really interesting for people. For this first show, we actually have a tracer that puts a line on the lane that follows the ball down the lane.
Oh wow!
And then we also have on the right side of the lane a graphic that is the bowling lane with the oil pattern on it, and then as the ball rolls down the lane, a line plots where the ball is at the arrows, at the break point, and then at the pocket, and then what's left, and it compares the ideal line for a player with their next shot, so you can literally see in a blue line, for example, their perfect shot, and then they throw the ball and on a red line, and you'll see that if it's right on target, they'll strike. If it isn't, you don't know what's going to happen, and it really will, I think, bring a new level of education to not only hardcore bowlers but anyone that's watching to just start to understand how more involved bowling is. It's not just trying to knock the pins down. There's so much more to it, as you know. So
yeah.
It's really exciting. I think there's a whole new attitude. I think the players are bringing a whole new attitude because they're really excited about this new season, and they know that they have a lot of opportunities ahead, and they have a kind of a new lease on life. So you see great emotion, and you'll see I think better bowling. I think you have more players working hard on their games than in probably decades. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, I grew up watching bowling on ABC, and I learned all about the this country of different landmarks and all that stuff. Are you guys going to do that when you guys go to, say, to Oklahoma or some other places like Columbus, Ohio, and show something that's cool about that area?
Yeah, there'll always be interstitials and things to set the scene and show where we are. For example, at Kegel, we're in Central Florida, and Legoland is 2 minutes down the road, and so you get glimpses of that and kind of just get the sense of where you are. And I think the best thing about Kegel, or this first show that we did, was there's plenty to show people that Kegel can do with their training aids and their training center, that really show advancements in the way people can get better at bowling. So you learn all about the Kegel Training Center on this show. And then moving forward, in January, our first event is at the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. So there's plenty to show people there. It's the Hall of Fame Classic, so we'll take through the Hall of Fame and show people the Hall of Fame, and we'll do that at every stop. Be able to at least give people their bearings with where we're shooting from.
Yeah. So you have Rob Stone, who was on ESPN for a while before he went to Fox, and you still got Randy Peterson, and you still have Kimberly Kessler. She still does the lane reporting, so it's still the same people that you saw on ESPN, except for Rob.
Yeah, and Rob's a big difference, and it's even different now having him now compared to when we had him the first time. And we loved him the first time, but he was, almost completely unknown at the time. And then he left ESPN to go to Fox, and this was almost 10 years ago. And he's really become one of the top sports broadcasters. He does the World Cup and college football and college basketball. And when Fox is looking for a face and looking for a great announcer, they look to Rob. And so to have him be on bowling is really probably the most high-profile announcer that we've had since Chris Schenkel, actually. And so that's a big deal. And Rob is kind of, I love that he opens the first show and really sets the stage by saying, Fox Sports is really still young. Its first year was 1994, and their first sport was the NFL. And they've added sports and added different leagues, and now for the first time they've added the P.B.A. And we're pretty proud to be part of that family, and having Rob introduce it that way is really cool.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's going to be fun, and I hope I could tune in on December 23rd. It's in between Fox's football coverage, right?
Yeah, it's really the only show that we have 30 shows on Fox in 2019. 60 hours of bowling, and none of them are ever against the NFL. But this one is, but it's also on Big Fox and tied to what the other game that Fox has on the network that day. So it actually probably gives us an opportunity for maybe the highest rating of the year that bowling will get, because very rarely are you right backed up against an NFL game. So it's kind of an exciting first time slot, and we kind of use this show as a chance to promote the next year and review this year. And we award the Player of the Year trophy to Andrew, and we reward the Rookie of the Year trophy to Cameron Doyle right there. Let them accept their awards on the show. And we have the top 8 earners from this year competing in this unique format. So you have Belmo and E.J. Tackett and Don Barrett and Andrew Anderson and Anthony Simonson, Stu Williams, really a hot Jacob Buttriff, really a hot show. So I think all the bowling fans will really enjoy it. And then the real stuff starts in January with legit P.B.A. title events, all leading towards the first ever P.B.A. playoffs on Fox. And that's it. Things are really looking up, man. It's great.
Well, I want to wish you and the family in bowling a Merry Christmas, and thanks for coming on tonight, and I hope to talk to you in the new year.
Same to you. Thanks once again.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, we'll be right back here on the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
But baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you drop in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My mother
ice.
will start to
Beautiful, what's your
Father
hurry?
will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Well, maybe
hurry.
just a half a drink
Put
more.
some records on while I
The
pour.
neighbors might
Baby, it's bad out there.
say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like starlight
to
now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat, your hair looks
I ought
swell.
to say no, no.
Mind
yes.
if I move in
At least I'm
closer?
gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
can't
Oh,
stay.
baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside.
I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The welcome has
How
been
lucky that you dropped
so
in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at the
My
storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look
My brother will
delicious.
be there at the door.
Waves upon the tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is
Gosh, your
vicious.
lips are
Or maybe
delicious.
just a cigarette more.
Never such a blizzard before.
Gotta get
But
home.
baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been
I
great.
thrill when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
All right, folks, welcome back to the sports desk here on HerbFM Radio. But we did do the college football tonight for all the way up to this weekend. So we have Charlie Fisk with us, who runs the media thing for the Cotton Bowl down there in Dallas. So first question is it warm down there?
Well, it kind of comes and goes. We have a lot in common with, I don't know, this part of the country that kind of goes all the way to the East Coast, say Atlanta. We pretty much have the same weather they do. So some days it's warm, some days it's cold, but today it's not a bad day.
Yeah. Well, talk about your job now, because we were just talking off the mic, off the air, that you guys are busy as anything right now. So what is the daily life for Charlie?
Oh my gosh, get here early and leave about 10 or 11 o'clock when they throw us out of the building. Our office is in AT&T Stadium, so we have to leave at some point because of security, but we kind of go around the clock. I don't even know how to tell you what we do, but it sure takes a lot of time to do whatever it is that we do. Like, I'm working on the media schedule now. The teams will be here in less than 2 weeks, so we have to have everything buttoned up and all prepared. Our news conferences, we're kind of going through the process of figuring out where our arrival news conferences would be. Things like that people never think of. So all kind of details. Our hospitality people are working on the hospitality rooms for the teams and the administration that's coming for both Clemson and Notre Dame. So it's pretty crazy what's all happening. We have events for the student athletes. We have events for the adults, events for the media. So it's like a big party, as I've said, and then we play a football game at the end of the week to justify all the parties earlier in the week.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. The ticket sales are good right now with Clemson and Notre Dame playing each other for the first time since the Mud Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Our game was a sellout before the teams were selected. It's like the sellout for the 10th consecutive year. Well, this is the 10th year in a row here at the stadium, at AT&T Stadium. And then it was the team allotments, and I haven't heard for sure, but I think Clemson's either close to being sold out or they are. But yeah, and Notre Dame is too. So I think it's going to be a good crowd. But I'm not the ticket manager, so all the fans listening, don't take me as gospel. If you have tickets, don't give. If you don't have tickets, don't give up. But I know it's getting to the point of tickets are going to be hard to find.
Yeah. Well, just talk about the tickets, and you guys, are they opening up the entire stadium? Because I know for the Big 12 championship, they kind of didn't have the upper deck, and everybody was whining about Texas and Oklahoma not getting all the tickets. And are they going to open the whole thing?
Well, the stadium is advertised as being able to accommodate 100,000 people. But, our configuration for the college game is like around 72,000. And then to add extra people to the building, there are three, we refer to them as party decks.
decks, but there's 3 decks on the east end of the stadium and 3 decks on the west end of the stadium. So that's a total of 6, and so you can put standing room people on there. So I'm not really sure if we are going to put standing room people on there to get the numbers up to the 80s and 90s. I'm not sure. I don't think we are. But yes, it's going to be a crowd. This place twinkles during game time, particularly at night. Our game is going to kick at 3 in the afternoon, 3:10 in the afternoon. But by the time the game ends, it will be dark, and the fans coming all the way from your neck of the woods, the Clemson fans and others will see the stadium for the first time, and like I say, it just twinkles at night. So we're excited about the matchup and excited about the atmosphere that will take place at the playoff semifinal.
Yeah. So I know you had the teleconference call. The last question to ask you. Yeah, Dabo has never been to Dallas, but he hasn't been there totally sitting there for a while. So are you looking forward to see Dabo Swinney wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots and walk around like a cowboy?
Oh yes, we are for sure. You know, we play into that cowboy role. I mean, with hats and boots and stuff like that. So when he gets here, he'll see a lot of stuff like that. He won't have any horses to ride around, but he'll be seeing plenty of cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
Yeah.
He was here for Deshaun Watson when he won the Davey O'Brien Award a couple of years ago, because I was at the banquet and Dabo came and spoke. So I know he was here in Fort Worth, and we look forward to getting him to Dallas and to Arlington. It should be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Well, Charlie, thanks so much. I know you're a busy guy, and keep us posted what's going on with us, and we hope to see you probably before New Year's if we could make a trip there.
Well, we're hoping to swing that for you, man. We look forward to having you out this way and making sure you have a good time too.
That's great. We'll be right back here on the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
They shut down the mine last summer. We're getting by on welfare. It's Christmas Eve, I'm walking home, not a dollar to my name. Night is almost on me, a night I'm almost dreading. No store-bought gifts to open, but there'll be Christmas just the same. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Just odds and ends I fashion with my heart and with my hands. It's just another homemade Christmas in Kentucky. Our fine and fancy homemade love, God's precious gift from up above. Make up the homemade Christmas of this poor Kentucky man. There's a brand new Barlow knife with a shiny wooden handle gleaming.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. Season premiere. We just got done doing our college football Cotton Bowl with Charlie Fist with us, and then Jeff Walls will be on the phone with us at 7 o'clock, and then 7:08 we'll have Jamar Watson with us from Kentucky. So we have Kentucky and Louisville who don't like each other on the show here tonight. Then we have Maine's football coach Harasymiak, who will be joining us at 7:15, and then I talked to Coach Houston, former JMU coach now at East Carolina. We talked to him last week on the phone. We'll play that interview at 7:25, and then at 7:30, C.B. McGrath, the head coach of the NC Wilmington, the Seahawks, will be joining us at 7:30. We'll talk to him about his team and what's going on down there in Wilmington, North Carolina. They're recovered from that massive storm they had during the summer. And then at 7:35, Diana Richardson, the head coach of Towson women's basketball, will join us at 7:35. And then at 7:45, the former head coach of Maine and currently the Kobe College football coach, Coach Jack Cosgrove, will join us at 7:45. We'll talk to him about the successful what Coach H is doing at his university. He was the all-time winningest coach there. So we're we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll get our good man, the head coach of the Louisville women's basketball, who they're off to a 10-0 start. And this week, I think the next game they'll be playing this weekend sometime. So we'll talk to Jeff Waltz with us. You are listening to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. And joining us tonight here on December 12th. Next week we'll be live on the week before Christmas. We'll do an hour show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then we'll be off during the Christmas week. And then we'll probably see you in the new year, 2019. So we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll get to Jeff Waltz right here on HerbFM Radio. In the meantime, here is some good music to play right now. Here is some Christmas tunes. So here, You Make You Feel Like Christmas by Neil Diamond.
Cozy we are, closer than far. Sounds of forever spill around. Lovers in love, just like we were. 'Cause being apart's a lonely sound. And when people ask how we stay together, I say you never let me down. Yeah, you make it feel like Christmas, even when things go wrong. I hear the sound of Christmas in your song. All year long. Look at the sun shining on me. Nowhere could be a better place. Lovers in love, yeah, that's what we'll be when you're here with me. It's Christmas Day, 'cause you make it feel like Christmas, even when things go
Alright, folks,
wrong.
welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. This gentleman was a regular during the basketball season. We're talking to Louisville's women's basketball coach, Jeff Waltz, with us. Jeff, thanks for joining us. Welcome back on the show. Haven't talked to you since last year's run in the NCAA tournament. So just talk about your team so far. 10-0. That's pretty good to start off.
Everything's going well. Really enjoying it, and I've got a great group of kids, and it's been a good year so far.
Yeah. So you guys, you played Sunday against Kentucky, and you haven't played since then. So just talk about the time off. What has the girls been doing? Are they doing their finals?
Well, yeah, we are just finishing up exam week, so our kids had the opportunity to get a few days of studying in. We did not have practice on Monday or Tuesday, and they actually all just finished exams today. So now we'll be back in the swing of things and start practice tomorrow and get prepared for our game on Saturday.
Yeah, talk about that team, Northern Kentucky. It's another Kentucky school. What do you see, in the first observation of them?
Well, you know what? I haven't had a chance to break down film yet, but I will start that tomorrow. But that's actually where I played my college basketball. So having the opportunity to have my alma mater come down and play should be a good experience.
That's great. So you guys are 10-0. You guys are doing pretty well, and you haven't got to the ACC schedule. What do you think about the ACC basketball this year for the women's side? You got Notre Dame, who was number one. They lost to UConn a couple weeks ago. Do you still the prize thing in the league?
Yeah, you know what? I think we have, counting us, three teams ranked in the top 10. So it's going to be a challenging year for us. Everybody's aware that you're going to have to come to play, and there aren't going to be any days off.
Right, exactly, and and the ACC. That's the same thing in women's basketball too. You know, it's like this league is very good from top to bottom.
Oh yes, there's no question about it. I mean, I think it's one of the best leagues in women's basketball. Notre Dame won the national championship last year. We had 2 teams in the Final Four. So I mean, the basketball that's played in the ACC is very, very good.
Yeah. Well, talk about your player Isaiah. Asia there, playing Player of the Week for the second straight week in a row. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, Asia's played extremely well. She's considered one of the top seniors in college basketball. Expect her to be a top 5 draft pick in this upcoming WNBA draft. And she's our team leader. She's really been playing well, shooting the ball well, scoring it, but passing it also. She just has a really good all-around game. So, we'll hopefully continue to have her play well. And the better she plays, the better we play.
Yeah. Well, just talk about you. Last time I talked to you, it was like in the springtime, and then you did stuff with U.S. basketball, right?
Yeah, you know what? I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to do USA basketball this past summer, where we went to Mexico City with the under-18 team, won the gold medal there, which then qualifies us for the U19 World Championships, which will be this summer also. So, really looking forward to getting back and being involved with basketball again.
That's great. Well, Coach Jeff, I want to wish you and your family a happy holidays and good luck with the rest of the last non-conference game, and I hope to talk to you a little more during the 2019 portion of the schedule.
I sure appreciate it and really enjoyed being on, and we wish y'all a Merry Christmas also.
All right, we'll be right back here in the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
But baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you drop in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My mother
ice.
will start to
Beautiful, what's your
Father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Or maybe
hurry.
just a half a drink
Put
more.
some records on while I
The
pour.
neighbors might
Baby, it's bad out there.
say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like starlight
to
now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat, your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say no,
Mind
yes.
if I move in
At least I'm
closer?
gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
can't
Oh,
stay.
baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside.
I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The welcome has
How
been
lucky that you
so
dropped in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at the
My
storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look
My brother
delicious.
will be there at the door.
Waves upon the tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is
Gosh, your lips are
Or maybe
delicious.
just a cigarette.
Never such a blizzard before.
Gotta get
But
home.
baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been
I
great.
thrill when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to
There's
me?
bound to be talk to
Think of my lifelong
At least
sorrow.
there will be plenty
If
implied.
you got pneumonia and
I
die,
really can't
get
stay.
over that old doubt. Baby, it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside.
Shut down the mine last
Hey.
summer.
Yeah, I'm here.
We're
Thank you.
getting by on
Hey, Boogie, how you doing? Thanks for coming on tonight.
It's
Appreciate it.
Christmas Eve, I'm walking
Doing great.
home.
We're here with Jamal Watson from University of Kentucky, folks, here on the college football, here on the sports desk. So who came up with that nickname Boogie? Explain to folks how you got that nickname.
Well, it's funny. My family came up with it when I was growing up. I played on the sports team where me and another kid had the same name, and one of us had to come up with a nickname. So my family, just sat together in the family room one night. We all came up with Boogie.
That's great. So you were born in Alexandria, Virginia, but your family moved to Maryland. So when did you guys move to Maryland? What year were you? What year did you move?
I've lived in Maryland my whole life. I was just born in the
Okay.
Alexandria Hospital.
Okay.
So, I mean, I never lived there at all.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. Well, talk about your sophomore, redshirt freshman. You're a sophomore, right? You're a redshirt sophomore right now.
Yep, redshirt sophomore.
So just talk about bowl preparation going on right now. You're playing a very tough Penn State squad in the Citrus Bowl. You guys were in that college football playoff for all year long. That was pretty good for you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's one of the biggest years in Kentucky football history. So it's been a great experience. A lot of team with a lot of good guys, a lot of future pros. We're just trying to do something that hasn't been done here in a long time, and we know how big this bowl game is. So Penn State's a great opponent. The Big Ten, they won a lot of football games, so it's gonna be a great matchup. I can't wait to go down there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find on your roster here on you. What position you play? Are you on the other side of the football, or are you on the offense?
I'm on defense.
Okay.
I'm outside linebacker.
Okay. So growing up in Maryland, did you root for the Ravens, or did you do more of the Redskins because of the PG County?
Right. See, I'm PG County, so I was Redskins always growing up. Being in PG County, that's everybody's a Redskins fan. You rarely see anybody root for anybody else besides the Cowboys. But growing up, I was a Redskins fan right there in the area. The stadium was about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from my house, so that was definitely my team growing up.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of. I was looking at your bio right now. You got accepted for a lot of offers from Old Dominion, Miami, Ohio, Boston College, and the ACC, both plus Virginia and Rutgers. But Kentucky, what attracted you to go to Kentucky? Except for it's probably a good basketball school, but people don't realize the football program is pretty good too.
Right. Well, growing up, I always heard that SEC was the best football conference in the world. So just when I was committing, if I wanted to put myself against the best, so this is my only SEC offer. The chance to get away from home and experience something different. So I just thought the overall experience would be the best fit for me.
Yeah. So you're on the defensive side of the ball. What do you think about that Penn State quarterback you may have to tackle a lot on the Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day? Missouri. What do you see getting ready for that guy?
He's very dynamic. He can do a lot of things. He's a great player. He's put up a lot of stats the last couple of years at Penn State. He's a household name. So we have to be honed in on our game plan and be ready for whatever he brings to us.
That's great. So what are you majoring? You're majoring in what are you majoring in college?
I'm a major in sociology with a minor in criminology.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're by you want to play in the NFL, but if you don't play, you want to be a police officer. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir. That's my goal. That's why my minor is criminology. I want to get that in my background, get that under my belt, and that's what I want to do once football's done.
That's great. Well, Jamar, Boogie, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be watching you guys on New Year's Day, and hopefully you guys have a very good game in the Citrus Bowl against Penn State, and I hope you and your family and the rest of the folks there have a great Christmas.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be right back with the head coach of Maine here on Coach Harasymiak here on HerbFM Radio. We'll be right back.
Will you hold the line when every one of them is giving up and giving in? Tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence of cost. Tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from our sin? Will it? 'Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than strong within the past, knowing we are the youth. Caught until it bleeds out, a world without the peace, facing a bit of the truth. The truth. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, 'cause you're a natural. Updated heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural.
Deep inside me, I'm fading to black, I'm fading. Took an oath by the blood in my head, won't break it. I can taste it, the end is upon us, I swear. I'm gonna make it.
I'm gonna make it. Natural, updated heart of stone. You gotta be so cold to make it in this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. Yeah, you're a natural.
Well, the midnight headlight find you on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down, making no time. But I gotta keep rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out a tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. But I gotta keep rolling.
All right, folks, welcome back to the college football or the sports desk here on HerbFM Radio. Yeah, we did a lot of college football during this fall season. We had this gentleman on the last couple weeks because the Maine Black Bears are rolling into the first time in the semifinals against Eastern Washington. So we have Coach Joe Harasymiak with us. Coach, thanks for joining us. Talk about you guys are going to be playing on that red field. So I hope you're not. Hopefully none of your players are not going to get adjusted to that field.
Yeah, for sure. It's obviously a trademark of the program. When we're looking forward to it, you can see a lot of film, and I'm sure it's turf like everything else, and it's just a different color. So I think we'll be ready.
Yeah. Well, talk about last week's win against Weber State. You guys, won 23-18. Just talk about the game, and it seems like you guys are on some kind of good roll here. That's a good time of the year to be on a good roll.
Yeah, for sure. We're playing at a high level, and it's really kind of clicking on all cylinders. And certainly, as this team gains more experience and more opportunities, they've just been getting better and better. And we're playing really well right now. And I think that's a big reason, certainly, why we're having success.
Yeah. Well, talk about Eastern Washington. Last week they played against UC Davis, and they had to go into the fourth quarter to beat them because they scored 21 points. So what do you see on film that might give you some issues on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Pacific?
Yeah, obviously their offense is very explosive. Has been all year, and average over 500 yards and 44 points a game. So they're doing a lot of things formationally, and it's going to be a challenge for us. And we'll have to get lined up to grade our pre-snap communication. So certainly our work is cut out for us, but we're very excited to have this opportunity.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what's the vibe around campus. You guys, you see a lot more fans, giving you more support each week, or what do you see in your eyes driving around town?
Yeah, it's certainly the buzz is definitely going around. And, just couldn't be more excited to represent the University of the State, and everyone's kind of rallying around the football program right now, which is great. And it's just a great time to be associated with University of Maine alumni, fan base, current student, faculty, administration. registration, whatever it is. Everyone's pretty excited about the Saturday.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a long trip for you guys. Maine hasn't done a long trip since Hawaii in 1990. That's the longest trip ever. So, how are you going to keep your players fresh from this, going from all the way from East Coast to West Coast, and getting all adjusted to the Pacific Northwest and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think this is our ninth away game, so certainly it's definitely our longest by far. But we did do a 2,500-mile one last week, and now we're doing a 3,000-mile one. So I think we have a good mentality on the road. We understand why we're taking the trip, and that's to win. And I think that's a big part of it. And we're used to flying, not this long, but we're used to flying and stuff. And we'll just have to be ready to go. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about you guys. Just about your defense. It seems like your defense has been really good this year. I saw you guys at Towson, and throughout the season, it seems like you guys are getting better and better. Is there one player on your defensive squad that at this time, like beginning of the year, you didn't think he's going to make a big impact?
Yeah, I think we came into the year. We knew our front seven was very experienced. Then we had Manny Patterson at corner, who's a dominant player. So. I would probably say the emergence of Sean Stevens, our middle linebacker, who's come on this year and had an unbelievable year. And we knew he was very talented, but he had just never done it before, in this league for an entire season. And what he's done has been pretty special.
Yeah, and you also talk about your defense, shutting Weber State down to -1 yard for the entire game. That's pretty good for a team that used to putting up a lot of points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's our first goal, to stop the run. Do that. Played really well up front, tackled well. I think that's another reason for that, and we'll have to continue to do that this weekend.
Yeah. Just talk about Eastern Washington. What do you see on their offense? It seems like they have explosive. Every year they're in the playoffs. They're in the semifinal or a quarterfinal game. Now they're hosting one. So what do you see on their offensive side of the football?
Yeah, I think you just said it. They're explosive. They did that, in a number of games, especially in the second half last year when they needed to. So we'll have to get lined up to a lot of their formations and just be prepared pre-snap so we don't get caught off guard. Yeah.
Well, Coach H, thanks so much. We love following you. Hopefully you guys could keep this thing rolling, and hopefully this time next week you guys are hopefully getting ready to go to Frisco, Texas. But first thing is get this game over with in Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, folks, we'll be right back here on the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
Well, the midnight headlight find you on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down, making no time. But I gotta keep rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out a tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. But I gotta keep rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. Thanks for joining us here on December 12th, 2018. We'll be live next week on the last Wednesday of the 2018 season for us. Been on the air all through this year for you folks, from the beginning of from college basketball, college football. We'll be back probably looking at the calendar here. We'll probably be back on January 2nd or January 9th. So stick to our website. We'll let you know what our schedules are. Because we're going to be jumping into some college basketball. Speaking of next week, we'll be doing some, hopefully previewing the Old Walk Battle between Towson and LaSalle and Tulane and Alabama A&M. Also, we'll probably have Earl Grant from the College of Charleston joining us. We had him on the show a lot last year, and they've made a run in the NCAA tournament. We'll talk to him. So in the meantime, we're going to get ourselves ready for an interview we did with former JMU football head coach, who basically after JMU lost to Colgate last week, last 2 Saturdays ago, decided to take the job at East Carolina, over there in North Carolina, and we're going to talk to him. Let's see, we talked to him last Thursday on the show, on the phone, and see how he's doing. You know, I forgot to turn off the microphone there, the little Eddie Rabbit there. So we're going to talk to him. We're going to play the interview right now. So you are listening to the interview I had with former JMU football coach, now currently at East Carolina, Mike Houston. So here it is.
This is our first time doing this with him. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, thank you. I think we're going to start the last couple of games. We're going to start off games at East Carolina. So let's talk about your movement. Well, I'm living in a hotel room, and my office is in boxes, and it's been crazy. So from the time of accept job, mid-afternoon Sunday, challenging Sunday night. I first group talked to was I told my team at James Madison, which was that it was a very challenging competition. They were fantastic. The players were incredible, and I've been getting messages from them all week, and they're a special group of young men, and I'm certainly going to miss my daily interactions with them. But they also understood my reasoning for why why this was the best choice for my family and I. Mm-hmm. And then that immediately turns into trying to pack up as much stuff as I could Monday, and the flying here the afternoon, meeting with some donors Monday night. And then the Tuesday morning press conference, and it's just been a whirlwind from there. So we're fast at work on many fronts, and hiring a staff, solidifying our recruiting class. We were on the phone, probably 10:30 last night. Planning our travel right now, getting the road to go see as many of these kids as we can, and got a big group coming in this weekend for official visits. It's going to be a wild couple of weeks, so they're slowing down. Was your family from that area? Because your mom and dad are in that area. My mom and dad are in North Carolina, but not the eastern part of the state. They're up near Asheville, in the western part of the state. But my wife and I, we've lived in Asheville, we lived in Hickory. We spent a tremendous amount of time in Charlotte. I'm very familiar with the eastern part of the state. So from being a high school coach and being a coach and recruiting North Carolina heavily, I know so many people in this state. And I said, in my press conference the other day, when we got off the plane, it just felt like we were home as soon as your feet hit the ground, because we're back in the state of North Carolina. So, we're excited about, being back here, having our two sons here, and being able to, establish roots and become part of the community here in the Greenville area. Well, this is difficult for teams in North Carolina. You got exposed, like, you got North Carolina out there too. Wake Forest, you got people in Charlotte. How do you expect these Carolinas to really come here and get to, win and achieve your dreams? Well, I think number one is you look at the tradition and the history of East Carolina football, and it is a track record of winning. A track record of bowl games, a track record of achieving at a very high level. And it's been done. Sure, the past couple of years have been a little bumpy, but at the same time, there's hungry to see East Carolina football be back where it once was, and you have an administration that is willing to commit, to do the things they need to do to help get it back. And so, to me, it's perfect timing for us coming in here. My pitch with recruits is the fact that we've done this before. We've done this everywhere we've been. Certainly, I had tremendous resources at James Madison University. I could work a couple challenging positions at the Citadel and the Line University. So we've been through this before, and I promise you, this is a place that we can get it turned around. Yeah. So just over the last 2 years, have been most amazing. You came up program from Coach Willis left, and you came in, and you guys won a national championship last year, runner up this year. Last back over 3 seconds left. It's not going to be 30 years there. What do you remember about Harasymiak Virginia? Well, I think that the timing and when I took the job and just everything around me, it was kind of a perfect storm. There's a talent with some roster on it, but they had it was a little bit of a divided locker room. They had struggled to achieve at the elite level. Had not won a playoff game over 5 years. Had really bad kind of nosedives late in the season the 2 previous years. But the setting was just perfect for our staff to come in there. The kids were hungry. We were able to unify the locker room within the first year. And we got things going in the right direction, just building a team culture and a certain work ethic, a certain physical style of play, and so that allowed us to take advantage of the ability level of the players that we inherited. So that really set the stage for what we did there. And right now as I leave, it's a young roster, but it is a very, very healthy roster. They got 21 starters coming back next year. All the specialists. They got the preseason player of the year that did not play this past year, returning from injury. So it's a loaded roster and it's a unified roster. Whoever gets that job is going to have a chance to win the national championship next year. So I run a lot of positive memories from what we were able to do with bringing the program from where it was to where it is now. Yeah. Well, Coach Houston, I know you're a busy guy. Thank you so much. And I was pleased to get to know you for 3 years, and hopefully we'll keep in touch when you guys come play some of the ACC or you come to the CA or stuff like that. No, sounds good. Thanks for having me on. Take care. All right, go Pirates. Bye.
I dance around this empty house, tear
Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. We have the head coach of the North Carolina Wilmington Seahawks, Coach C.B. McGrath, with us. Coach, thanks for joining us. You guys played North Carolina the last time you played, this time last week. So what did you learn playing against North Carolina?
We learned a lot of things. Obviously their pressure and their athleticism got them some turnovers and got them to score in transition in the second half. But first half I thought we played well. I thought we competed and made a few shots and stayed in the game. And even with the foul trouble, every game you never have foul trouble or not, and unfortunately we did. But we competed and stayed in it and scored the first couple baskets of the second half to get within 5, and then the wheels sort of fell off a little bit, and they got some easy baskets, and the crowd got into it. They got the better of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, this week you're taking on Furman, who played, North Carolina real tough last year. So they're 23 in the country. So what do you see getting ready for that game on Saturday?
They obviously have a lot of confidence, being undefeated this far into the season and playing a couple really good teams on the road. They're just feeding off each other, doing exactly what they need to do as a team to win those games. They got guys that we played them last year at our place, so they got quite a few guys that are back that we're familiar with, and we had a real competitive game with them last year, and hopefully our guys remember that. We're in finals, so we haven't concentrated too much on Furman yet. We've talked a little bit about them. We're going to start practicing and getting prepped starting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Well, just talk about your team so far. I know you got a lot of non-conference games, and conference play starts before the New Year's, right? So just talk about your team and conference play and non-conference play.
Well, we've been a little up and down. We've had a really tough non-conference schedule. We've had Davidson, UNC Greensboro, Stanford, Carolina, now Furman, still Georgia State. So we put a really competitive non-conference schedule together for a few reasons. Obviously, we want our fans to see really good teams come in Trask, and we also want to play some good teams on the road, because when conference season starts, that's what's going to happen every single night.
Exactly.
And, we've been a little inconsistent, whether it's from the field or not putting two halves together, but I like our progress. We're obviously more competitive than we were last year, and the guys are getting used to playing with each other. Every year is different. You add different kids to the mix, and it takes a few games before they realize where their teammates are going to be and what they need to do to help their teammates, what their deficiencies are, what their strengths are. So it's been good. It's been good to have that competitive schedule, obviously, for those reasons in terms of getting ready for conference play.
Yeah. Well, talk about the area of Wilmington, North Carolina. How's everybody doing since that hurricane rolled through?
Well, there's obviously people that are still affected by it. Fortunately for most of the guys on the team, most of the staff, we weren't directly impacted other than being displaced for a few weeks. But, you still drive around Wilmington and you see trees on the side of the road, people's houses on the side of the road waiting to get picked up. They're trying to get it all out of here, but there's just so much, from the aftermath, and but yeah, I think people are moving on. Some slower than others, but it's been a community that's obviously in the past has had hurricanes and dealt with all the issues that come from that. We're staying strong and trying to help where we can.
Yeah, you guys had a game against Clemson for hurricane relief. How was it like having an exhibition game? Now NCAA people are letting you do that stuff.
Yeah, that was huge. That was our first exhibition game, and Clemson came to town. We raised about $50,000 for charity, and $25,000 for the university and $25,000 for a local charity. It's something that we wouldn't have been able to do if Clemson obviously didn't agree to it. And Coach Brunell at Clemson was obviously the head coach at Wilmington, so it's a special place in his heart. And he did that for us, and it was a great game. don't want to start out your season exhibition-wise 2 weeks in playing an ACC opponent, but I think that we were really competitive, and we both learned about our teams and put on a nice little show for the fans that got to forget about the hurricane for a night and come give money to charity.
Exactly. Well, Coach McGrath, thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope to see you when you guys come to Towson beginning of January.
All right, Chris, have a great night. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back here in the college football tonight, or the sports desk here on HerbFM Radio.
Well, the midnight headlight find you on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down, making no time. But I gotta keep rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out a tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. But I gotta keep rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Well, the truck stopped cutie coming on to me, trying to talk me into a ride, said I wouldn't be sorry. She was just a baby. Hey, waitress, pour me another cup of coffee, pop it down, jack me up, shoot me out, flying down the highway, looking for the morning. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Well, the midnight headlight find you on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down, making no time. But I gotta keep rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out a tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. I gotta keep rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Yeah. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way.
Someone's gone out fishing, someone's high and dry, someone's on a mission to the lonely Lorelei. Some folks got a vision of a castle in the sky, and I'm left stranded, wondering why. You and me together, nothing feels so good. Even if I get a medal from a local neighborhood, I won't need a castle, they've got castles in Versailles. And I'm still stranded, wondering why. Make it a beautiful night for me. It's a beautiful night for love.
perfect way to spend an afternoon. We can look for castles, pretty castles in the sky. No more wondering why things can go wrong, things can go right, things can go wrong in the dead of the night. So let me be there, let me be there, let me be there with you in the dead of the night. Make it a beautiful night for me. It's a beautiful night for love, a wonderful sight for lovers of love to behold. Make it a beautiful night for me. Such a beautiful night for love, such a wonderful sight for lovers of love to behold. Yeah, it's a beautiful night. Well, it's a beautiful night.
Away on your way. Thank you.
Do believe I'm gonna clap my hands. I think I might tap my feet. Put together a one-man band, take it walking on down the street. Have a one-man parade. Nobody needs to know, 'cause I'm right good at holding on to secrets, and I don't believe they show. All I want is a little dog to be walking at my right hand, taking the breeze just as free as you please. Maybe checking out a K&L garbage can. Talking about a one-man dog, y'all. Nobody's friend but mine. Hey, now you can say that he's looking kind of funky, but I do believe it suits me just fine. We were off the road again. I was wondering what to do. But Honolulu was pouring down rain, and baby, she had the low down blues. Hey now, I was looking for my walking cane, tying on my highway shoes, thinking about a one-man parade, y'all. Nobody, 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 hey, I'm right.
right, folks, welcome. We'll get a hold of Coach Cosgrove in a couple minutes. We have Coach Richardson with us from Towson University, women's basketball. This week they rolled to West Virginia to take on the Lady Mountaineers. So, Coach, thanks for coming on. So, talk about your team so far with the non-conference schedule.
Well, Chris, we've had a tough non-conference schedule, and I scheduled it that way purposely to get us ready for our conference. We play 2 ACC teams, and now we'll play a Big 12 team in West Virginia. But, we're coming along. We had a good game against St. Joseph's on Monday night. So we're just pushing along. We played 3 A-10 teams and 2 ACC teams and a Big 12.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 4 A-10 teams.
Yeah, you have you guys are playing the tour of West Virginia starting Thursday with the University of West Virginia, and then you're playing Marshall on Saturday, and then you have the break. So just talk about those 2 games.
Well, they're going to be a big game. Obviously West Virginia was ranked in the top 25 early this season. They've got a really tough squad. I recruit some of those players. So,
Right. All right, we're trying to get a hold of Coach Richardson here in a minute. So, Coach, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you went in and out. So repeat that again. Go ahead.
I said, West Virginia is a tough team. They were ranked in the top 25 this year. I coached at West Virginia, and some of those players that they have, I help recruit. So I know that they're pretty tough. I know their abilities, and so we've got to be ready for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, just talk about your team. Talk about your star players, and talk about your whole group.
Yeah, we've got quite an ensemble of players. We brought in 8 new players this year, so we are pretty tough at each position. We've brought in some players that give us some depth. So we've got some, our starting 5 all rank in top 10 in the conference in some category. So I'm pretty pleased with that.
Yeah. Well, you have a young lady who went to Roland Park Country School. My mother went to that school back in the 60s, so it was like having one of those players. Yeah.
Yes, Ryan Holder is awesome, and she's tops in the conference in steals. She's a great defender. She can defend. She can score. We love her intensity on the court.
That's great.
A great addition to our team.
Yeah. So just talk about what is your goals this year for your squad. I know everybody wants to get to the postseason. Is that one of those, or win the CAA championship? It's going to be up in Delaware this year, right?
Yeah, it is. We bowed out early last year in the CAA tournament, and my hopes this year is that we'll continue to build, and we'll see, hopefully playing a championship game in the conference tournament.
That'll be great. Well, Coach Richardson, thanks for coming on. I hope to talk to you throughout the 2019 portion of the schedule when the CAA conference play starts, and we'll be there for some games, hopefully.
All right. Thanks so much, Chris.
All right. We'll be right back with Coach Cosgrove here on HerbFM Radio.
Bye.
Bye.
Cozy we are, closer than far, sounds of forever still around, lovers in love, just like we were, 'cause being apart's a lonely sound, and when people ask how we stay together, I say you never let me down. Yeah, you make it feel like Christmas, even when things go wrong. I hear the sound of Christmas.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. We have the former head coach of Maine, the Black Bears, who was the winningest coach there at Maine, and now he's over at Colby College there in Maine. So Coach Jack Cosgrove with us. Coach, thanks for joining us. I haven't talked to you in a very long time, so just talk about, what do you think about Maine's run right now?
Well, it's impressive that the result of a lot of hard work. They've got that game, last Friday night saw an outstanding defensive effort, but also a team effort to get a great win on the road at Weaver State.
Yeah. Well, this week they play Eastern Washington, so yeah, playing on that red field. So you glad you're not coaching on that field? That might probably give you some. Your eyes might be like, whoa, what's going on here?
I've only heard about it, so I don't know. I don't know what that's all about, but it's still going to be an exciting place to go play.
Yeah. Well, talk about what you're doing now. What you're coaching at the D3 level. So, what's it like being down at the D3 level than being up in the at the CAA?
Well, football is football, and that's the most important thing. I think my intention at Maine was to move into the athletic director role, but I miss coaching, and the opportunity. Colby's about 45 minutes from my home in Bangor, and it was an opportunity with a school that I was familiar with people who run the institution that I knew. They have a real great vision for the school. And really, we have a $200 million athletic facility going up right now, and really have invested in this, the future of the school. It's an outstanding academic institution. It's a little bit different recruiting that way. These are all, high-end student athletes here, 1,500 SATs, those type of things. But football, again, it's football. And the young men that we had playing for us here love the game and play it for the right reasons. And it's been fun working with them.
Yeah. So you were 3-6 this season. What is this part of the growing pains of building a program?
Well, they'd only won 3 games over the last 3 years, so I got congratulated for 3-6, even though I'm not comfortable with that. And we won 3 of our last 4, so the most important thing I can say is we got better from the start to the end. I really didn't have a chance to do a lot of the recruiting last year. I didn't get hit late January. The recruiting class and those type of things were disrupted by the coaching change, I think. But the work we were able to do as a team from when we got together at the end of the season, it was one of complete improvement. We got a lot better. Like I said, we won 3 of our last 4, and that's really uplifting and it's given us some momentum for next year.
Yeah. Well, talk about you had Coach H on your squad as when he was the defensive coordinator for you. What did you like about him when he was when you put him on on your staff?
Well, I like Coach H from the get-go. I mean, he came to us after a year at Maine Maritime Academy, down in Castine, which is about an hour from us. And that's the only school in the country more remote than Maine. I think that, his work ethic and the things I heard about him from down there were impressive. He worked for us, and it was really a kind of a natural stepping progression for him. He worked for us for 2 years as one of our restricted earnings coaches, coaching in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
We were a playoff team in 11, and lost a number of our coaches to other opportunities. I promoted Joe to our defensive backfield coach, and he worked there for 2 years under Paul Ferraro, our defensive coordinator. We won the conference championship in 13. Went on to the playoffs again, and again lost a number of coaches. And that year I promoted Joe. He's 28 years old. I promoted him to the defensive coordinator. And these weren't searches. These happened really at the snap of a finger. I was that impressed with Joe as a young coach, and felt like he had all the prerequisites to do the jobs that we needed to be done. He coordinated for us for 2 years, and in 15, when I decided to step away, it was with the understanding that Joe would become the head coach. I wouldn't have, even though at the time I was, I had some health issues, I would not have done that if they were going to go in another direction. I would have fought through it probably, but Joe was the guy that I felt was the natural progression guy, and a guy who had the best handle on how to go about your business at the University of Maine. It's not that's not an easy job up there, and what he's done is really, really impressive.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody wants him now. Like even JMU, who Coach Houston went to East Carolina. Somehow I heard that they want him down there in Harrisonburg, but I feel like he's going to stay up in you guys up there in Maine.
Well, that's possible. I mean, he's a loyal guy, loves Maine, and loves working up there. He's not a Maine guy. He's from Jersey, though, so and also he's the Lord of the Almighty Dollar. So I wouldn't get, if I was you, Maine, I wouldn't be very comfortable about that situation. I think they need to be a certain thing that the great young coach have. They continue to have him working for them.
Exactly. Well, real quick, what do you think about Coach Larry Cott, retiring? You had great battles with him over the years in the CAA. So, what do you have any fondest memories of coaching against him?
Probably, something that's really kind of a very proud moment for me is the fact that when, Coach Laycock and William and Mary came into the league in the mid-90s into the CAA, and we, excuse me, at the time it was the Atlantic 10, my mistake. It was maybe might have still been the Yankee Conference. I forget now. But, we couldn't touch his teams for a number of years. I mean, I think we were 0-5 or 0-6. So we finally got a win, I think, 2001, first year we beat William and Mary. And then for a number of years, we won a lot of football games over William and Mary. And to me, that was a real sign of the growth of the Maine football program, because I had such respect for Coach Laycock and William and Mary. He had done such a great job over the years, especially in the early part of this millennium when he was in, constantly in the playoffs, and Lang Campbell and some of the great quarterbacks that he had. He always seemed to be just on top of that part of the game, the quarterback game, the throw game. And when our program was able to go toe-to-toe with that program, I felt like we had really kind of climbed to a new level, and a level where at least we felt on a regular basis that we could compete and be successful in the CAA.
Yeah. Well, Coach Jack, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear from you, and good luck with your new venture at the college. And I'll be keeping a little eye on you to see how you're doing.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate being on the show.
All right, we'll be right back here on the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
Uptown got its hustlers, the Bowery got its bumps, 42nd Street got Big Jim, a Walker, he a bull-shooting son of a gun. Yeah, he big and dumb as a man can come, but he's stronger than a country horse. And when the bad folks all get together at night, they all call Big Jim Boss just because. And they say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull a mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, out of South Alabama come a country boy. He said, I'm looking for a man named Jim. I am a bull shooting boy, my name is Willie McCoy, but down at home they call me Slim. Yeah, I'm looking for the king of 42nd Street. He drive on a drop-top Cadillac. Last week he took all my money, and it may sound funny, but I come to get my money back. And everybody say, Jack, don't you know that you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, a hush fell over the pool room, and Jimmy come popping in an awful street. And when the cutting was done, the only part that wasn't bloody was the soles of the big man's feet. Yeah, he was cutting about 100 places, and he was shot in a couple more. And you better believe I sung a different kind of story when a Big Jim hit the floor. Now they saying you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. Yeah, Big Jim got his hat. Find out where it's at. It's not hustling people strange to you, even if you do got a two-piece custom-made for you. Yeah, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind,
tap my feet.
All right, folks. Welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. It's 8 o'clock, 8:01. We have Matt Boatwell, who writes for the Maine football. He's the beat writer, and Maine's in the semis against Eastern Washington. So, Matt, what do you think about the Black Bears' chances against a Eastern Washington squad that struggled last week against UNC Davis?
You know, we struggled, but we still managed to come away with it again. You know, I was kind of hoping, with my work stuff, I was kind of hoping that we were easy to fly to San Francisco because UC Davis and to fly to Seattle because Eastern Washington. Alas, that did not happen. The biggest things that I'm really worried about here for the Black Bears is one, it's a long trip out to Weber State last week, and now they're going to have to travel back again and travel even further this week with Eastern Washington. But I don't put anything past the program. That defense showed last week that they're a big league. They showed why they were a big league. It took a little bit of time for the offense to get going. Once the offense got going, they were able to win. At this point, when you're part of the final four teams in the country, they can have as big a shot as anybody to get things done. And I also don't think any team left out of that last four in the FBS playoffs has as big a chip on their shoulder as the University of Maine does.
Yeah, it seems like they're gelling at the right time. They played Weber State last week, and they held them to minus 1 yard rushing. That's pretty good.
That is very good. And, you know, just oddly, during this regular season schedule, they only had, like, 4 home games during the regular season, and they had one in the playoffs, so it's a total of 5. And they traveled everywhere. They went to Western Kentucky, they went to Central Michigan, they went to Yale. You know, all of the trips that they had to the P.B.A., whether it was, you know, Richmond or William and Mary, they spent all over the place. They road warriors it pretty much all year long. So trips like this, even though they're longer, you know what, it shouldn't affect them too much. Good defense and good running usually travel.
That's true. So what about that red field out there in Eastern Washington? I know you're probably making the trip out there. You know, are you looking forward to that big red field?
You know, I wasn't going to be able to make it out this week, unfortunately. I'm a little disappointed I got to watch it at home. It's right about that way. But watching these white uniforms against the red field, I think is going to be tremendous. It might break a couple of high-definition televisions to be made. I don't know if it's a possibility, but, you know, remember in the old days, I remember when Boise State started off with that blue turf. That blue turf was a little wild. But Eastern Washington went full red with that, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, pretty neat, and I think with the white uniforms on the red turf, it'll look pretty good.
Yeah. So real quick, do you think Coach H is? I know he's getting highly recruited by different schools. Do you feel like he's going to be up there this time next year?
I hope so, but I don't blame him if he doesn't. I assume there's probably a lot more, whether they're FCS schools or eventually an FCS school, they're going to have a lot more money to offer, you know, over Maine. You know, we got kind of spoiled up here, you know, for a long time. Kirk Barrett was the head coach. He left. Then Tim Murphy was the head coach. He left. He's now the head coach at Harvard. I figured he knew. He didn't tell anyone when Kirk Barrett went to them, but kind of knew. And Jack Cosgrove was there for so long. And every 3-4 years, they usually had a pretty good team including something, but, you know, that's usually what happens. With Coach H, you know, my concern is young guy, young family, like, I don't know how long he'll be around, but, you know, I also think he wants to build something special here, and if he builds something special and sustainable, then we can keep him around for a little bit. But,
Right.
and as the game progresses, I think you're going to see his name on a lot of watch lists. I think it's a little late in the year, probably, for him to be taking a job after this year. I don't think a lot of programs are going to want to wait that long. So this is where kind of the, you know, not only does it hamstring him a little bit on recruiting, but also hamstring people that would like to recruit him to take over the program. So they're kind of far behind on that. So hopefully they keep winning. They keep trucking, and they can play until January 6th. So let's go out until that either. So
Right.
we'll see how it goes. But I would hope he's there for at least another year. I think some people are going to want to see some sustained success out of the program. And I think that's really what we'll find out.
Exactly. Well, Matt, thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll talk to you in the new year.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back here on HerbFM Sports Radio.
Clap my hands. I think think I might tap my feet. Put together a one-man band, take it walking on down the street. Have a one-man parade. Nobody needs to know, 'cause I'm right good at holding on to secrets, and I don't believe they show. All I want is a little dog to be walking at my right hand, taking the breeze just as free as you please, maybe checking out a K&O garbage can, talking about a one-man dog, y'all.
All right, folks, welcome back to our college football preview here on HerbFM Sports Radio, and this gentleman is from the state of Maryland, who is playing their football down there in Birmingham, Alabama for the Blazers. The Blazers of UAB will be rolling to the Boca Raton Bowl this weekend. So we have Fitzgerald Mofor with us, who is from Brooksville, Maryland. So Fitzgerald, thanks for joining us. Talk about your team going to a bowl game, winning the conference championship. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. My second season back, coming back from a reinstatement from 2015 to 2016. You know, it's really icy and fast and senior group with a lot of leadership. And I think we had about 19 to 20 starters coming back from the Livingston.
Wow. Well, just talk about being a kid from Montgomery County. How did University of Alabama Birmingham got on your radar?
Oh, there were a couple of mutual friends that knew the coaches and helped me out and get there. You know, I had to take a long similar route to UAB, had to take a couple of stops, find again here in prep schools and other schools. So, you know, it was a long journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, talk about this bowl game coming up. You guys are, going to this bowl game down in Miami. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, we're extremely excited. It's one to end off our season the right way. After having a successful season, winning 10 games, it's the first time in school history, and also winning a conference championship, which was the first time in school history. We would like to end the season and win the bowl games, which would be the first bowl game win in school history too as well.
That's great. So you guys won the conference championship December 1st. You guys had a tough matchup against Middle Tennessee. Just talk about that nail biter.
Oh, you know, they're a really good team, really good players, and just want to give a shout out to their coaches. You know, they did an excellent job of preparing the players. They put them in position to make players that we're happy to come out with the win.
Mm-hmm. So what are you majoring in down there in Birmingham, Alabama? I know you're not there playing football full time. We know that. Mom and Dad were not going to like that.
I'm majoring in sociology, and actually, fortunately for me, I'll be getting my degree next spring, and I'll be graduating.
Oh, that's great. Cool. Awesome. Is there growing up in Montgomery County, I know you probably, did you like grow up watching the Redskins, or were you or a Ravens person, or did you like somebody else outside of this DMV?
It's funny, as a kid, I was a really huge Terrell Owens fan. So I started off liking a lot of teams. He kind of moved around in the NFL, but once Terrell Owens kind of got into retirement, I just turned into a natural Redskins fan.
That's great. Well, with Northern Illinois, just looking at them, what's one thing that's going to be difficult for them for you guys to win this game on, this weekend?
Well, I do know they're a really good football team. They coach really well, and actually beat a very good team in Buffalo. Well, I'm sure. I think they won 10 games, if I'm not mistaken. So, that conference, they have a lot of great players, a good NFL talent. So, that would just be a challenge for us this week.
That's great. Well, Fitzgerald, thanks for joining us. I hope you and your family and your folks down there in the Blazers have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll be watching next Tuesday when you guys hopefully bring that championship back to Birmingham.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, we'll be right back here on the College Football Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
Gotta keep rolling. Those are windshield wipers.
folks. Welcome back to the College Football Tonight here on HerbFM Radio, and we have some interviews we're going to play. We have an interview that we did with Marcus Coleman, who is from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, who plays for the Ohio Bobcats, and they'll be heading to a bowl game this year. So here is my interview with him yesterday afternoon by telephone because he just got done with practice. So here he is. And how's everything going out there?
Good. Everything's good. Getting ready to head down to Texas here. So
That's good. Some warm weather, you know.
yeah, pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, I got Marcus right here. I'll put him on the phone in 1 second.
All right. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Hello.
Hey, Marcus. Thanks for coming on to do this interview with HerbFM Radio in Baltimore. How's practice
Thanks for having me.
going right now? Are you guys still in practice, or are you still getting ready for practice?
No, we just finished.
Okay. So how was practice tonight?
It was cool. You know, there's a lot going on with finals and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So how you balance that between finals and practice? I know that's really hard for college kids to do that. Trying to play sports and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially what I'm saying, with your social life. But you find time for everything that you really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when the balance comes, you gotta sacrifice a lot of things. Like you can't go out, can't go have fun as much fun as you would when you have free time. So you just gotta put school first, put football first,
Mm-hmm.
and just stay in that order.
Yeah. Well, you guys heading down to Texas, so just talk about going to play in some warm weather in a bowl game.
Yeah, I like that. Last year we got a chance to go to the Bahamas, and that was pretty warm.
Mm-hmm.
And being in Texas, that's something different. We get to play a different conference team, and they're pretty good. So we should be able to bring the best we can do.
Yeah, you guys are playing San Diego State, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's. So, what did you see getting ready for that game against San Diego State? What do you see from them?
They're a run-heavy team.
Mm-hmm.
They rely a lot on it.
Okay. So you're a kid from Maryland. So how did Ohio University find you?
Well, coming out of high school, I was heavily recruited,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Ohio was one of the last people to offer me, and I came here on a visit, and I kind of liked it because I was initially going to West Virginia, but I found my way here. So I don't regret. I like this. I like this place. It's very different. I got a lot of opportunities since being out here, and a lot of chances to grow.
That's cool. Well, you play for a former Cornhusker head coach, Frank Zulich. So, what's it like playing with somebody who has that that type of resume?
Wait, I'm sorry. Who'd you say?
The head coach for a former head coach in Nebraska, who is your coach now.
Oh, Coach Solich?
Yeah, Solich. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a real understanding person. He's really patient. He's if you see him on TV, he's a lot rowdy, but he's a real genuine person.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Marcus, what are you doing after this bowl game? Are you going home for the holidays, or are you coming back to Maryland?
Yeah, I absolutely. I haven't been home in 4 or 5 months, so that'd be good to get home.
Yeah.
Get back to my.
That's cool. Are you a junior or a senior?
I'm actually a redshirt freshman.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. So you get an extra eligibility, right? That's cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Get to graduate early and get to go to grad school.
Nice. What are you majoring in? I know you're not there playing football full time, because mom and dad want you to get a degree. So what are you majoring in?
Currently I'm trying to aim towards management information systems.
Okay. Wow. That's cool. Well, Marcus, I know you just got done with practice. I appreciate you take some time tonight, and good luck and safe travels to Frisco, Texas.
I appreciate it. You have a nice night.
All right, man. Thanks, Marcus. All right.
Thank you.
See you.
Chris, you all good?
Yeah, we're all good. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
I'll send you the link for the broadcast tomorrow.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
All right, man. See you. Bye.
Sunflower, good morning. You should do make it like a sunny day. Sunflower, bear warning, I'm gonna love you if
All right,
you
folks,
come my
welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio. We're going to talk to East Carolina's writes for Eastern Washington, Ryan Collingwood with us. Ryan, thanks for joining us. A big game this weekend up there. Maine comes to town, and this is a team that Eastern Washington has never played before.
Yeah, it's a unique challenge for Eastern. They're playing a team that's making a 3,000-mile jaunt across the country.
Yeah.
It's a good Maine team. They're a very good defensive group, and they're going to have their hands full, just like they did at Weber, one of those teams that just makes it ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Eastern. They're a pretty dynamic team. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle a team like that, at home in a situation where an FCA championship runs on the line.
Yeah. Well, talk about last week. Eastern Washington struggled against one of their conference opponents. So, what was the feeling like in the press box, knowing that UC Davis might be walking away with a win?
Yeah. Obviously, that was a game that a lot of people knew would be closer than the first time. Eastern beat them. Eastern handled Davis 59-20 the first time. And a lot of things just kind of piled up on Davis that game. So I knew that the second game would be closer, and sure enough, it was. And when Davis is actually a pretty talented outfit, they got a lot of good players and good coach. Dan Hawkins, he was the National Coach of the Year this year, and they showed their testicular fortitude there by going for going for the win. With about a little over a minute left, Davis takes a 29-28 lead, and I'm thinking, oh man, that's going to be tough to drive the minute. Because the offense had been, they picked it up a little bit in the fourth quarter, but you just didn't know they'd be able to put together a minute 13 drive to score, but they did it even quicker than that. So yeah, Eastern was able to answer that would-be game-winning two-point conversion was a trick play. It was kind of a double reverse, fly sweep reverse, situation there that went. So Eastern marched, scored, and now they're playing Maine for an SCA semifinals.
Yeah. Well, the last time somebody from the CA played Eastern Washington I think it was Towson, and then before that was Delaware. So I guess it's really hard for a team like Maine to get so many footage from that stuff.
Yeah. It seemed like Towson had some luck though. Last time they came over here, they were able to win. So, but I'm sure both teams have done their due diligence, and Maine's pretty well coached group. They got a lot of good players, and Eastern, this is their fifth semifinal since 2010, so they've been here before. So it's going to be cold, and Maine's used to the cold. Usually teams that come to Eastern in the playoffs aren't used to the cold, so over on the West. So
yeah,
but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's also interesting playing on that red field. So what was it like being there in the press box watching this football game with red AstroTurf?
Yeah, I got used to it, but I remember watching it on TV. It's tougher to watch on TV because it takes like some of your eyes to get acclimated. I remember watching. I think it's unique. It's something. It's kind of part of their brand. It doesn't really bother me, but on TV is where it kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. It's brighter, but when you're there in person, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's like a normal feel for you guys, but when you see it on TV, you're like, whoa, that's pretty.
TV, it's pretty extreme because it pops at you. You're not used to it, and just the way the camera kind of just panned around slowly the red. All you see is red, so it's a sensory overload for sure.
Yeah. So one last question: what does the Eagles got to do to win this game and go to Frisco, Texas?
You gotta turn it over. It seems like Maine's the kind of team where their offense is, kind of just okay, don't think so. Eastern plays a pretty clean football game. You know, it just doesn't spot Maine the ball in their own territory. It should be fine, but you know, against Weber State, you know, there are situations where there's a lot of turnovers. So I know teams like Maine and Weber State really pride themselves on you know, making you screw up and making you pay for it. So that'll be the key, just playing a relatively clean football game and don't give Maine, you know, a gimme.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Enjoy the game this weekend, and you gotta. Hopefully, we might see that team in Frisco, Texas.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Big for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back here on the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
Sunflower, good morning. You should do make it like a sunny day. Sunflower, fair warning. I'm gonna love you if you come my way. Now if there's a chance that romance will find you, better not find you looking the other way. So real it steals your breath away. Hey, hey. Sunflower, good morning. You're sure to make it like a sunny time. I'm reeling with feeling. No, someday soon I'm gonna make you mine. So if there's a chance that romance will find you, better not find you looking the other way. Isn't it time you finally take it, make it so real it steals your breath away? Hey, hey, hey. Sunflower, good morning. You should do make it like a sunny time. Sunflower, it's dawning that someday soon I'm gonna make you mine.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Sports Radio. Thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap up the show in two more interviews. 8:30, we have Greg Bundia from the Daily News Record down there in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We'll see what's going on with JMU, if they found a coach yet. A lot of reports was talking about Coach H might be down there, but we'll see what's going on down there. And then we'll talk to Rick Cabot, who is the president of the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, will join us at 8:45, and we'll be wrapping up the show. So thanks for joining us here tonight here on HerbFM Sports Radio. I'm Chris Heidel. It's December 12th at 8:26 in the evening. We'll be on the air next week with a 1-hour show. Because of the holidays, we're trying to cut it down to 1 hour because everybody is in the mad rush of the holiday season. So we'll talk to, we'll get that stuff on next week. 1-hour show starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time here on HerbFM Radio. So we appreciate you folks just making us part of your fall lineup. We'll be back next week, and the week after that we'll be not until January 2nd or the 9th, around there. We'll let you all know that what's going on. So So we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll get Greg Mania from the Daily News Record. We'll talk to him about what's going on down there in JMU, and hopefully you can stick around. You're listening to the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Sports Radio. We'll be right back.
Do believe I'm gonna clap my hands. I think I might tap my feet. Put together a one-man band, take it walking on down the street. Have a one-man parade. Nobody needs to know, 'cause I'm right good at holding on to secrets, and I don't believe they show. All I want is a little dog to be walking at my right hand, taking the breeze just as free as you please, maybe checking out a K&O garbage can. Talking about a one-man dog, y'all, nobody's friend but mine. Hey, now you can say that he's looking kind of funky, but I do believe it suits me just fine. We were off the road again. I was wondering what to do. But Honolulu, it was pouring down rain. Baby, she had the low down blue. Hey now, I was looking for my walking cane, tying on my highway shoes, thinking about a one-man parade, y'all. Nobody, hey, I'm right good at holding on, holding on. On a lake, it's raining. On a lake, sure enough, it's raining. Listen here, on a lake, it rains. It's raining. Buckets on a lake, road is covered. It's raining. Muddy water. Talking about a one-man parade, y'all. And nobody. Hey, I'm right good at holding on, holding on. La 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 la
Alright folks, welcome back. This guy is a one-man band, one-man parade, like James Taylor says. Greg Mendia from the Daily Record down there in Harrisonburg, Virginia. So first of all, how much snow did you get there this past weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty significant amount. I'd probably say about 4 to 6 inches or so. Just enough to, I guess, cancel school around the area for a couple days and create a little bit of a mess.
Yeah. Well, so talk about what's going on with the football program. I had the privilege to talk to Coach Houston last Thursday. You talked to him before he left, and it seems like everything was a mutual upbeat. And he said it was a little bit kind of like, talking to his players and trying to explain to them why he's moving on. But what's your take from that?
Yeah, I think it was accepted by his players, and I think it was something where both parties knew that it was going to happen eventually. Maybe sooner, I guess, than later, but it happened at the right time. I think you look at East Carolina; it's a program that fits Mike Houston extremely well. So it was kind of a match made in heaven from that standpoint. As far as leaving JMU, he said it on his way out that it didn't really have anything to do with JMU. He enjoyed his 3 years at the school, helped them win a national championship in 2016, and left the school kind of in a better place than it was when he got there. So it's, I think
Exactly. Well, now this program is a well-known program now. JMU's on the map, and it seems like you can get any coach who want to come and, coach the Duke. So what do you hear? What's the rumblings do you hear?
Yeah, so James Madison is in the process of going through interviews with different candidates. You're looking at a number of different ways they could go. I think the primary really depends on how Jeff Bourne, the athletic director, values stability. I think if you look and you try to figure out, does JMU need a coach to stick around? Do they need that in order to sustain success? Or are they okay doing what they've done the last couple of years and have coaches that are kind of rising stars in the business that have the ability to move up and go to the FBS level while, I guess, after a quick run of success at JMU. So that's kind of where they sit now. I think if you look at that option, if you look for the rising star, you have Joe Harasymiak at Maine, who I think would be a prime candidate for that. You can look at Drew Merringer, the wide receivers coach at Texas, who had a previous stint at James Madison as a co-offensive coordinator. I think those two, Harasymiak and Merringer, would fall in line with that. If you're looking for a little bit more stability, I think you could look at Brian Steinspring, who was at JMU for 2 years under Houston before taking the Maryland offensive line job this past offseason, or last offseason, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
He was a longtime Frank Beamer assistant at Virginia Tech, JMU alum. So I think Steinspring would certainly kind of fit that mold of somebody that, if he came to JMU as the head coach, maybe he would stay. I think Kurt Signetti kind of falls in line with that too, just based on age. He's had a nice time at Elon for 2 years, but as a former Nick Saban assistant at Alabama, I think he kind of fits that mold as somebody who may stay. JMU offered him the coaching job at Harrisonburg, so I think that's kind of what you're looking at this point in terms of candidates and potential routes for JMU to go. So I don't know. Hopefully they make a decision before Christmas time.
Yeah, because you got early signing day, like what, next week?
Yeah, and that's a whole interesting part of this is Mike Houston only left 2 staff members behind from his coaching staff. One is Warren Beelan, the linebackers coach, and the other is Carrico Wright, the cornerbacks coach. Beelan is the interim coach, and they've been out on the road trying to shore up this 2019 recruiting class and keep all their commits on board. So it's been kind of interesting from that standpoint, the fact that these 2 coaches don't know if they'll be on James Madison's staff next year, depending on if the incoming coach wants to hire them and keep them on board. So it's just a interesting, tricky situation for the Dukes to keep that 2019 class in line. I've talked to some of the commits. Most say they're still on board and they're still going to JMU because of the school. Others say it'll be a wait and see approach to see who they hire as the head coach. So that's kind of where James Madison is at. A week out from the early signing date.
Mm-hmm. Well, talk about the buyout. Explain to folks about the buyout of Houston's contract, because I think East Carolina had to eat some of it, or pay JMU, or what?
Yeah, so I had a source tell me that JMU would get the full buyout from Mike Houston's contract. It was $750,000. $500,000 is coming to JMU from East Carolina, and that was in Houston's new contract at East Carolina. So they'll get $500,000 from ECU, and the remaining $225,000 will have to either come from Houston or maybe some kind of negotiation. So, I just was told by a couple of different sources actually that they were going to get the $750K.
Oh wow, yeah. So this is just a risk that the Dukes had to take with Houston, because when you guys won the national championship, and you had a good season last year, everybody wanted them this year because everybody was getting rid of coaches like left and right after the season was over.
Yeah, and James Madison knows that if they hire good coaches and those coaches have success, there's going to be opportunities at the FBS level for them. It's something they got to live with when they're at the FCS level and playing well and dominating, that level of football to an extent. Now, it's not what North Dakota State's done, but they're still one of the top 2 or 3 premier programs in all of FCS. And when you have a coach that can win there, the only place to go is up to the FBS level. That's it.
Right.
Houston needed to go. If he has aspirations to be a Power 5 coach one day, he had to get into the group of 5 first, and it couldn't have been a better fit between him and East Carolina. Houston's a North Carolina native. His staff, most of the staff members are from North Carolina. Some had previous stints at East Carolina, like the offensive coordinator, Donnie Kirkpatrick, or the offensive line coach, Steve Shankweiler, director of football ops, Dale Steele. So it kind of just made sense from all that background and knowing that staff, because of their familiarity with the program, with the state, they could recruit it really well. So I think it was kind of the perfect time for Houston to take that next step in his career.
Yeah, so do you feel like around town everybody respects Houston's decision after the season was over, after losing to Colgate, not like some coaches like Jimbo Fisher decided to leave like week before their final game of the year and then missed the bowl game and all that? Do you feel like everybody around town is happy that he left on good terms?
Yeah, I think they're pretty understanding for the most part. I know the fan base is probably still a little bummed because Houston was a great coach and had good relationships within the community, within the school. So I think he, because of his personality, had a lot of people on his side that wanted to see him stay and succeed. But they also understood at the other hand that this was what's best for his career.
Yeah. Well, do you think that the Dukes are going to bring somebody brand new, or do you feel like in your mind bring back somebody who was there before, like Everett Weathers, who went to Texas State and got fired? Do you think he's going to get back there?
Yeah, I don't think Everett Withers will be back, but I do think Brian Steinspring is an option, who was with Houston staff, as I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably a candidate with ties to JMU that makes a lot of sense. But other than that, I think they're looking at outside people. I think the outside candidates though have familiarity with the program at least, like Drew Maringer, who had a year on one of Withers' teams, on Withers' staff, excuse me. And then, you got Signetti and Harasymiak, who are in a CAA. I think you look at those candidates, and they're at least familiar enough with what James Madison is all about.
Yeah. Well, Greg, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and thanks for coming on this year. And if you have any breaking news or anything, let us know. We'll like to get you on probably next week before we go on our little winter break.
All right, Chris. Sounds good. Happy holidays to you too, pal.
All right, we'll be right back here on the Sports Desk here on HerbFM Radio.
Cozy we are, closer than far. Sounds of forever spill around. Lovers in love, just like we were. 'Cause being apart's a lonely sound. And when people ask how we stay together, I say you never let me down.
All right, folks, welcome back. We're going to finish up the show with the Gator Bowl. President Rick Cabot with us. The Gator Bowl with NC State taking on Jimbo Fisher's Texas A&M. So I guess you're really happy to have somebody who has some Florida ties at that bowl game this year.
Well, we are. Obviously, we're very excited about having Texas A&M. Coach Fisher, obviously, is familiar with Jacksonville. He's coached here and coached Bowden's last game. But I'll tell you what we're really excited about. The last time Texas A&M played in the state of Florida was in the 1957 Gator Bowl, and a guy named Paul Bear Bryant was their coach. And they had a Heisman Trophy winner named John David Crow. So we are very excited about that piece and that history, and welcoming the Texas A&M football program back to Jacksonville after all this time is something we're very proud of.
Yeah. Well, just talk about this, ACC, SEC marriage you guys have with this, with the two conferences.
Well, we have the SEC as our home team every year, and they're our base team.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a choice between either the ACC or the Big Ten or Notre Dame if they're available. And we have a partnership with Music City Bowl that really makes us
us be able to match up some really spectacular teams. NC State's the second best team in the ACC. They're 9-3 this year. Of course, Texas A&M finished 8-4 with an unbelievable football game on rivalry weekend, and it just couldn't get any better than what we got going here.
Yeah. Well, talk about the New Year's. It's on New Year's Eve this year, so you guys ring in the New Year after this game is over, probably around, what, 11:30, midnight?
Well, we're gonna start the day at 4:30 with a cocktail party. Pep rallies at 5 o'clock with the two teams' bands and cheerleaders. Football game will start at 7:30 on ESPN, and it should get over about 10:45. And then, as a special added, let's ring in the New Year, we're going to have Cole Swindell performing from midfield on the stadium for all the fans that come out. So you buy a ticket to the game, you get the cocktail party, you get the pep rallies, you get the game, and you get the concert by Cole Swindell, who will take us through midnight with a fantastic fireworks show.
That's great. Well, just talk about the stadium. You're playing where the Jacksonville Jaguars play, and I know they have this, they updated that stadium over the years. So what's it like being there for that bowl game?
Well, if you've been to Houston, you've been to Dallas, you've seen these brand new $1.5 billion stadiums. They're really beautiful. We have spent over $250 million on this stadium in the last 3 or 4 years. We have all kinds of premium places. We've got the Terrace Suites, the Bud Club, obviously the two sideline clubs on both sides, which the school's got a significant number of tickets to. I just think it's one of the best stadiums in the country. People would say, well, it was opened in '95, but since '95, we've probably spent $600 or $700 million on it. So we're really excited. It's located right in our downtown area. And we think the fans will really have a good time. You're about 10 miles from the beach from the stadium, so you know, a lot to do here. There's plenty of great golf. We're the home of the P.B.A. Tour and the Players Championship. And, about 45 miles of beautiful sandy beach. So we're very excited about our city and what we're doing, and about the Taxslayer Gator Bowl, and having all the Aggie fans come into town, and we're getting a lot of North Carolina State people coming into town, so it'll be a heck of a party, and I'm sure we're gonna crown a winner, and hopefully not 7 overtimes.
Yeah, like the Texas A&M's last game, and all that stuff. You being a Florida Gator fan, I was reading your bio. It's probably tough to see Jimbo Fisher, knowing that Jimbo Fisher kind of handled the Gators a lot when he was down there in Tallahassee.
Well, I'm kind of weird. When I was born in Athens, Georgia, my father played football at Georgia.
Okay.
I got my degree from Florida State. I'm a Gator fan, so I'm a little confused.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? That is confusing.
I know Coach Fisher very well, and he's a heck of a guy, a heck of a football coach, and I consider him a friend.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I had a chance to talk to him a lot in the ACC and got to know him, and it was good to talk to him a couple weeks ago on the phone, because I haven't talked to him since he went to Texas A&M, because I'm a big Seminole fan, and I was kind of like, really, dude? You gotta leave me? Really? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this, Scott really pulled off a coup getting him, because being a Seminole fan, he is one of the best coaches. But I have to pay him a compliment. We had Coach Bowden's last game, and everybody at that time knew that Coach Fisher was going to take over. It would have been very easy for Coach Fisher to overshadow Coach Bowden in his last game, and he was a perfect gentleman. He stayed in the background, didn't do interviews, let Coach Bowden have his last game going out the right way, and I just was very impressed by a man being able to do that. So, really good person inside.
Yeah. Well, this game last year, you had Lamar Jackson. What do you think about him starting for the Ravens? And this time last year, he was getting ready for your bowl game.
Well, we've had 5 Heisman Trophy winners playing our bowl game. If you go back, we've had Donovan McNabb. We've had some great quarterbacks over the years playing our game. We think we're going to see a pretty good quarterback this year on the North Carolina State side that may be a first-round draft choice. And by the way, our Jaguars could use a quarterback, so we'd be more than happy to take him. It's the people that play in college bowl games. Usually, the stars of those games usually play on Sundays for the next 4 or 5 years after their career ends in college. So we're excited about all our first-team All-Americans that we've got from the AP All-American team. And So it's just a showcase of really positive young men making their statement before they move on to the NFL.
Yeah. Well, one last question to ask you. That I know a lot of the bowl games are being used by, helped by the NFL teams, like the 49ers are helping out the one in the West Coast, and the Lions are doing one in Detroit. Is Jacksonville helping? The Jaguars, are they helping you guys out with this bowl game?
Well, they better be, because our offices are side by side. So, yeah, very much like the Cotton Bowl. Our owner, Mr. Khan, the president, Mark Landing, they're very supportive of us. They're very helpful in working out details with our premium product and helping us add to the ability to make the tax segregated bowl the strongest bowl we can possibly make it.
That's great. Well, Rick, thank you so much for taking some time for us tonight, and hopefully one day I'll make a trip down there.
Well, I hope you come soon. It's a beautiful place, and I wouldn't live anywhere else. So, good luck to you guys, and Merry Christmas, and hope you have a great holiday.
Well, same to you. We'll be right back here, folks, on the College Football Tonight here on HerbFM Radio. Alright, folks, we're going to wrap up the show. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks for all of our guests joining us here on December 12th. Like we just got done with the president of the Gator Bowl, Rick Cabot, with us on the phone. We just had him. Thanks for Fitzgerald Mofor, who plays for UVA football, and also Coach Diane Richardson of Towson Women's Basketball, and former Coach Jack Cosgrove joining us as well, and also Coach Joe Harasymiak, who Maine's playing Eastern Washington. That game's Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. And also, speaking of ESPN, and now they're on Fox, Tom Clark, the commissioner of the Professional Bowlers Store, thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap it up. See you folks next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Thanks for everybody here. I'm Chris Idell. Have a great night. Happy holidays to everybody out there.